Hello, hello. Hi, good evening, everyone. Hi, I hope you guys are doing well after the DeFi Singapore's session last week. This week, we are having something very special. And in the world of DeFi, there's this thing called NFTs, right? So there's a lot of things called crypto that is called non-fungible tokens. And what's really booming at this time is actually the gaming aspect of for the NFTs itself. And so one of the greatest and hottest trend is Axie Infinities, right? So I'm very privileged to have on board on this session to have three community leaders. One just joined really last minute. I really hope that the guys would will be able to share more in terms of how you guys can start on Axie Infinity. And of course, without further ado, Adele is going to join us as well. Now, before we start, I just want to do a quick, disclaimer. You guys are dealing with your NFT, your cryptocurrencies. You should always keep your private keys to you. We will talk about the risks involved and how people have been scammed out of their Axies as well. And so some of these things we'll address along the way. So a disclaimer: whatever that we share in terms of the the prices of the token itself is actually very much so subject to market at this point of time, right? Market pricing and all. So you have to do your own due diligence. I can only hope that the guys playing the Axie Infinity can give you enough information for you to start off. It is capital, it requires some capital for you to start playing Axie Infinity anyways. And so without further ado, I just want to introduce my co-host, Adele Wong. And she is always helping me with DeFi Singapore. So Adele is probably going to hit the interview sessions later with the three guys. And so first up we have Casey. All right. Hi,
Hey.
Casey.
Hello.
And Casey is from Malaysia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got our Malaysian counterparts that's joining in. I just want to do a quick thank you to Jason from Bitcoin Malaysia. Shout out to you guys. Colbert, thanks for saying hi as well. You guys introduced me to Casey, and Casey was gracious enough to come on board with my on my show itself. And next up we have Putra. Hey, Putra.
Hey
Putra,
everyone.
Putra's also from Malaysia, right?
Yeah, I'm from Malaysia.
Yeah,
So I kind of not really new. Like I started playing Axie from last year, October, as a scholar first, and then now I create content, create guides in axiehandbook.com, and I stream on Twitch weekdays, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, this has morphed into a whole new business idea by itself, right? So yeah. And last but not least, let me introduce my last guest. Who was last minute. He actually messaged me ahead, like 1 hour before the show, saying if it's possible to join the show because he's also learning Axie Infinity. Let's welcome Jorden Tan, a fellow YouTuber on in Singapore itself. He runs a YouTube channel called Jorden Tan, right?
Yep.
Jorden. Yeah.
Yep.
So if you guys are interested, just visit him. This is the first time I'm doing a collaboration with him, another YouTuber and DeFi Singapore. So that's the first time for everything, right? So before we start, I just want to make mention. Adele, remember we were talking about Axie Infinity, I think like last year in November, if I'm not mistaken. Who was to know that at this point of time it's just exploding at this point of time, right? It's like almost $300 per Axie or something like that. I can't remember. That was like and back then was much lesser, So I will let you start off the show, Adele. So you can go ahead and ask the questions.
So I'm going to be really salty tonight. Because when the guys first told me about Axie Infinity, it was $300 for a team. Now it's $300 per
One
Axie.
Axie.
More than that though, right? I think I heard it's $1,005 USD to start a team now.
It depends on what type of team like you want to build. For one that is really good right now, like the current we say meta. Meta is basically like the current team that is most popular, the standard setup. A good one would cost around like 500 per Axies.
Right. Okay, so before I think I think we have a good mix of people here today who are familiar with the game and people who are not. So let's just do a quick round. We'll go around the table, and everybody says 2 sentences that sums up what the game Axie Infinity means to you. I'll start because ladies first. Axie Infinity to me is a play to earn game. That's what's interesting about it, and they're really cute. Okay, who's next?
I would say I would take the next one. Axie Infinity is my gateway into DeFi, and is one of the places that actually got me to know a lot of friends.
Okay, who wants to go
I-
next? Right.
Yeah, I'll put on top. I would say Axie Infinity is a revolutionary concept for NFT gaming, and also to build on top of what Casey said is that it is, I believe, it will be the gateway for mainstream to adopt cryptocurrency, no, blockchain in general.
Right.
All right. So
Skip me. It's okay. Go ahead.
Oh, you want to go first, Leslie?
Leslie, you can go first.
Yeah.
I'm busy. I'm trying to look at the comments basically. So you guys go ahead, man.
Okay. Then I'll go next. So Axie Infinity is a way for me to actually help other people. Because I think with the current pandemic, right, there's a lot of people losing jobs. I think this is a good way to actually help some people from different countries, and you end up making friends with them because we cannot
Right.
travel, right? So yeah.
Yes. So that's very interesting, and I want to definitely want to ask more questions about that as we go along. And that's actually that's the scholarship that the Axie Infinity game is allowing people to do. Right. Let me turn WhatsApp off. It's really annoying. All right. So let's go quickly into a quick chat about gameplay, because I think Axies are really, really cute, and I'm so glad that you guys are here to join us so that you can share screen. I'm really salty because I don't have any, so I have to look at yours. So, when did you guys get into Axie Infinity?
For me, I actually get into Axie Infinity in around November 2019. Yeah, but I'm isn't really like those crazy gamers back then. I'm more towards DeFi and stuff like that. But interestingly, this thing caught my eye that time. It's the first time I actually see how people mix like they combine both like the finance aspect of things and the gaming aspect of things together. So it's really interested me, and I did some post or article about it, and I posted it out around that time. And yeah, that's basically my journey into Axie.
Oh, interesting. So Leslie, I thought we were early, but 2019, you said.
Yeah.
It was
no,
around 2019.
Actually started way earlier than us. When we showed, it was already a year old.
Wow. And
Yeah,
at that point, was the game already developed in 2019? Were you able to earn SLP or AXS?
Not as much as you are getting it to now. So back then we knew that there was a potential to this. I think Colbert ourselves, we were talking about it. See, Colbert is saying he should have bought Axies earlier, but yeah, we knew about it. That's the thing. Jason gave us the alpha back then. And it was like 1 year ago, and then. There's so many projects on crypto. It's so difficult for us to find out. But then this year, the boom came in like last month or so after the whole down cycle, right? And then the next thing you know, the focus just went from NFTs to NFT gaming projects. And so that's how I think Axie got really, really popularized. And I think it also helped that Amioka brands were the unicorn provider for that matter. They actually promoted the shit out of Axie Infinity, to be honest. And so this project just became their $1 billion project because it's a unicorn. Yeah. Anyway, you shouldn't be asking questions to me. Come, ask the rest. Yeah, these guys are the ones. They're the main focus. I'm going to turn off my camera.
What about you, Jorden? When did you get into Axies?
Okay, so I think I'm probably one of the latest one. I joined.
Not as good as me.
You're still early into the game. Think about it. Okay, so I think I got in probably about 2 to 3 weeks ago. But at that point of time, because I heard about the game quite a few times, but I didn't know what it was. So I just went on to like, oh, you know what? Let's just try. Let's just throw some money in. But that's how I learn things, right? Personally, I feel that if I have money invested, I have skin in the game, I will start to learn more. Otherwise, to me, it's gonna be like, I'm just gonna leave it there, not touch it, forget about it. So I tried playing a few games. I realized that, hey, you know what, I'm not so good at this. So I ended up getting into scholarships. So now I have two teams that just play, and I'm learning more from them actually. So they do chat with me every day. It's like, hey, you know what? This is how the combo works. This is what's the best strategy right now. Things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what about you, Putra? When did you get into Axie? Just so audience gets to know all of you a little bit before we
Yeah.
dive into the game.
No, so I got into Axie so I got to know about Axie around September last year, 2020. But before that, so the backstory is that I was trying to look for the side income, like the whole year. I was trying to do a lot of stuff, dropship, website, like all that stuff that you see on the internet, but then nothing ever made sense to me. And then I realized that every night I go and play game anyway, right? So I was thinking, is there any way I can play game without streaming, without playing competition and earn? So I look around, I saw some stuff, some noises, and then I saw CryptoKitties, right? Which I tried. It's on YouTube. So I tried that, and I realized that it's not game enough because it's just breeding and collecting. I actually have like two kitties still left in the wallet that I didn't manage to breed them because I didn't realize at that point breed also require gas fee, right? Which I didn't have that time. But yeah, it was just left in my wallet. And then after like a week or so, I researched more, and then I saw this Axie Infinity, and then I joined the community and everything. And I loaded up my ETH wallet with 0.2 plus, close to 0.3, right? And I was ready to buy. So at that point, Axie was like $20 each. And yeah, ETH was like 500 US dollar at that point. So I wanted to buy something. Then I asked like one of the OG who posted like an ad for because he's selling, right? And I asked, can I get some teams from you? And then he said, with your budget, even at that point, right? You told me with your budget, you're just gonna get floor Axies. You better go and get a scholarship. So I was so early back then, still early, not so early. That
Right.
one of the scholarship, Cat and Riles, they had like a 1 month waiting line, which I did. So at the end of October is when I started playing and learning. So yeah, so from there, I play until with the scholarship until early this year. January to February is when I was about to get married and I didn't have time to play more, so I quit and bought my own Axie at $80 each. So I only bought two, by the way. And
Oh, you
because I
couldn't play
wanted
the game. It
How are
is
you gonna
two.
play?
yeah, so my idea is I buy two at that point, and I want to breed, right? So that after I breed, I have three or more actually. But then I don't know if you remember when the gas price went crazy early this year, like never goes below 100. Everything is 150, 300. So I couldn't do anything. So for like a month or so, I was not able to play anything at all until Ronin came. So Ronin is a side game that they created. And that was the point that, okay, I'm able to transfer everything. And then I actually, before Ronin, I like get a friend, I buy from them. So he gifted me and I pass him the ETH rather than going through the market. And at that point, I have three. And then Ronin came. It was such a joy that Ronin came because all the transaction was gasless. And yeah, until now.
So when did Ronin happen? Sorry.
If I'm not wrong, the first round of Ronin was February.
Yeah.
But that was only to transfer items and lands. And the Axie itself was transferable somewhere around April or May. So that was when the boom came because everybody was breeding, so more people creating more scholarships. Yeah.
So I think we have people who are new to the game. Just so Ronin is the wallet, right? That makes transfer easy.
Ronin is a side chain. So it's like another blockchain, but it's attached to the Ethereum main blockchain. But the dev also created a Ronin wallet that you can use to access and explore that sidechain.
Right. So interestingly enough, when you said that, Ronin came about later, and even transference of Axie came much later as well. I just want to put it out here to the new viewers who are listening in, that we anyone who's new to crypto has to bear in mind that they need to understand how crypto works in the first place. And because of Axie's very ease of use, going straight into the gaming side of things, and the ease of MetaMask wallet, I think that's something that creates that low barrier of entry. But with a low barrier of entries, that comes with a lot of risks involved, and things that people don't know, right? You don't know what you don't know, right? So I know that Jorden and Putra, you were talking about certain things about how people actually manage to scam, using the Axie's popularity, right? So what are things that someone like a new user, right, should look out for in the first place? Jorden, you want to take this?
Yeah, sure. So it happened to me just like I think a couple of days back. So I was having some issues with my Ronin wallet, right? And then someone would just PM you and ask a question in a general Discord, and then they will claim to be someone from the Axie team or someone from the developers team and things like that. Yeah, it happens a lot. So I think the key phrase that a lot of us actually still hold very, very close to heart is not your keys, not your coins, right? So I think it goes the same. You should not be giving out your seed phrases to anybody at all. You should just write it down, keep it somewhere safe, make sure it doesn't see the day of like forever. And most of the time, I think some of them will actually ask you for a lot of things, ask you to fill up a form on Google where they will get your seed phrases and things like that. So that is one of the key points down. Yeah, and just do not ever give your seed phrase out. It makes no sense, right? Like you won't give anyone your ATM account number, your ATM pin. Why should you give someone your seed phrases?
Casey, do you manage to discover such things during your journey into Axie? Do you encounter anything like that?
I encounter it right now, but I basically, like, for me is like I already know the ins and outs of like how to use crypto, so I didn't fall for that. But I know like there's a lot of users that first join Axie right now. They got scammed into this kind of thing. That's the other way, except like the DMing is like they will set up a site that is very identical to what Axie site looks like. But then
Okay.
when you click connect wallet, it will tell you to key in your seed phrases. So
Oh,
a lot of people who
damn.
don't know, they just key in. Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, that's the first though. I mean, I
Yeah.
know phishing sites, right? Then they'll ask you to fill out a form and stuff like that. But to
Yeah.
key seed phrase into a site, that's the first I saw or heard of.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Wow.
another
Fake websites is one, and what else?
So another way that they do, there are two other ways that I can think of. One is someone created a Ronin wallet for mobile. And anyone who are here should know that the Axie team and Sky Mavis team never created any wallets, any Ronin wallet for mobile, be it iOS or Android, right? So if you do, then it's 100% scam until they announce. And
Oh, wow.
second one,
That's good, man. That's really valuable, man. Oh, I
Yeah.
spelled mobile wrongly. Too fast. My bad.
and the other one is similar to the fake website. It's also fake tech support is combined into fake website. So when someone asks saying that I need help with any kind of wallet, the website looks so bad. I've seen one before. It's just like a page with all different kind of wallets, and you can click on that and ask you for the seed phrase. And I don't think that only targets Axie Infinity. Probably target like the whole spectrum of
Other
the
projects
blockchain.
as well. Yeah.
But yeah, people
It's
still
just
fall
that-
for it.
But it's because Axie is getting a lot of popularity. It's trending. That's why you get this kind of target. It's being targeted for that matter.
Yeah.
On the show, it's really funny. On our show, we you guys joke all the way. We have funny comments, and I cannot let go. I need to show this comment. This is hilarious. Thank you, Hamid.
I love this.
Not even my wife. Your wife needs your seed phrase. Well,
That's very
I hope
true.
your wife. I hope your wife's not watching this, Hamid. So send
That
your
brings
comments
interesting
below.
question though, because I've been thinking, if let's say if you die, right, what happened to your wallet? It's like, do you have
Yeah.
a will and keep your seed phrase to pass it
Yeah.
to someone you love, or do you just let it burn?
Yeah.
So that's another whole different
So
question.
Putra, I want to answer that question because DeFi Singapore, we know when I do my classes, I always tell them to hold the black book. They need to have that black book. It's a legacy, right? So this is not the first time
Show it.
someone's mentioning this. Yeah, so this is good. Yeah,
Okay,
no,
well, 20 minutes in, let's have some eye
Yeah, yeah.
candy. I want
Yeah.
to see some Axies because I don't have any.
right.
I'm open to sponsorship. So can any of our guests maybe share screen and show us your Axies? I am very curious. I really almost, in fact, like two.
Oh no!
Oh, shit.
Every time. You know what? We have not
The
only show,
timing.
guys. I'm telling you, it's conspiracy
Well,
theory.
no
I've
one-
watched many shows
Oh
about
my
Axie
God.
Infinity, and every single
Let's
time people want to
go.
show a screen, they do this. We're not the first ones.
Thank God. Okay, so you get things like this when you're doing live shows, man.
Right. But it
Yeah,
happens
man.
a lot.
Hilarious, man. Oh
I've seen
man.
this on Crypto Banter.
Yeah,
I've
well,
seen this on a lot of
well,
shows. So just mention
It's
it.
50. Yeah, it's 50 minutes, guys. And why don't we talk about something else? And then stay tuned,
Sure.
guys. Stay tuned. Stay tuned in the channel. We'll show it,
It's
right?
so
So
cute.
yeah.
So
We'll
I
talk
have
about
been
other things
studying.
first. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to know. I think for the new people. Okay, let me jumpstart this one question. I'm really curious about somebody like me who's been sitting on it. Do you think it's too late to get into the game? So I wanted to get in 2 weeks ago when it was 1,005 to get a team, and at
Oh,
that
what
yes,
point,
I remember we had this conversation. I
Yeah.
was
Why don't
thinking
we
about it.
why don't we ask Jordan? Jordan was in the same group chat as we were, so he was already starting on it. So Jordan,
Yeah.
why don't you
Yeah,
take
yeah.
this
so we had
question?
this conversation, three of us, and it was $20 at that point. 2 or 3 days later, it jumped to $30 as AXS.
Yes. So I bought some AXS as well, like, and then it shot up $70 yesterday, right? I think it was I bought it 2 weeks ago at $40, and then it shot up to 70. I was like, you know what? Let's just take it. But okay, so I think if you want to get in, I don't think there's always a late or an early thing. I mean, if you are already late, right? The only thing you can do is to either be later, right? You can never turn back time. And if you have if you have a slush fund or like spare Ethereum sitting around and you just want to try the game, I think if you go in with the mindset to try the game, understand the game, figure out how it works, you will definitely earn something from there. If you do not earn your Ethereums back, I think you will still learn an experience. You will experience something new as well. So like for me, right, I played the game probably once or twice. The second time I tried to do a screen recording, but then yeah, I'm very bad at the game. So, and then they had a switch in season 18 as well. So so not right now I'm doing scholarships, right? So I learned how to make friends. It's a bit like IRC in the past where you can chat through a chat room, but now you are talking about a certain topic that this person and you have invested in, because your scholars will be able to earn a living, to earn some spare income, and you at the same time you learn how to play the game without touching the game at all. So
So
but it's not
Jordan,
financial advice.
you do not
Not
log
financial
in.
advice, but if you want, I think it's a
Right,
good
of
time to
course.
play.
Everything on DeFi Singapore is not financial advice. We're just
That's
sharing with the community. We're just learning. It's completely not.
I don't really know what is IRC. Can someone?
Okay, so
Jordan, you
it's
just
called
gave
internet
away your
relations.
age, dude.
Yeah, man. Shit. Okay, so IRC is basically a chat room. Where you can, so it's like, think of Discord but web based.
Think of Discord.
Yeah, it's literally like Discord but web based, and then you have different rooms, right? So you have rooms like RuneScape, CS, Dota, that kind of thing.
Casey, there's Jason, there's a pre-ICQ thingy. Yes. So,
Oh, man.
Casey, there's a famous tune to it when you're on IRC. It's there's this thing called So that's the sound that creates for that. Every time when someone texts you on a web base, we were doing Messenger, we were doing MSN chats back then, way before all these other chats were available. So early days of internet. So that is the kid. Yeah. I don't know. You look young, man. Casey, how old are you, man?
I'm currently 22. I mean,
Oh,
maybe
gosh,
it
it's-
exists
wow.
around my
Yeah.
age, but yeah,
It's
I
like a
don't-
baby.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, so Jordan, you don't log in every day.
No, I don't.
Really?
So,
Okay, I'm surprised because my understanding is for Axies, there is a maximum amount of SLPs. So people earn money on Axies by earning SLP, right?
Yes, correct. So you earn SLPs, right? So what happens is
And there are two currencies. There's AXS and SLP. What's the difference?
So SLP is the currency you earn, and AXS is the one that has governance for the game itself. Yeah. So let me think of a better way to put it. It's like Neo and Gas. When you hold Neo, you have like a certain kind of authority. SLP is more like the function token inside the game.
Cannot.
This is
Jordan.
what-
Yeah. So
The answer fails. Sorry, Jordan.
Oh, really?
He's too crypto already. Casey, can you
This is for our
can you try
layman
to answer? Yeah. Answer in a layman perspective or noob perspective. Jordan is too crypto already. So
it's too
you
crypto.
answer in
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Help the guys understand non-crypto guys how to understand what is AXS and SLP, right? So yeah.
Yeah, I see. There's one like there's one guy comment like SLP is like Meso in Maple Story. Yeah, that is true. So basically SLP is like the in-game money. Okay. When you play MMORPG, there's gold, like in RuneScape you have gold mining. Like the gold thing is actually the SLP. And what is
Okay.
AXS? AXS is, let's say we use a more traditional thing to explain, then it would be like when you have a company have shares, right? And all the shareholder can vote on how this company goes, like how they which direction they want to steer towards to. So AXS is the token, it's like a share token. So whoever have AXS, you are actually part of the owner of this whole Axie Infinity IP.
Right. Okay. Great
I
answer. You
want
see.
to add on to that also.
Sorry.
Uh,
I forgot
yeah.
that.
Yes, Putra.
So there's a bit of difference as well. Like ASS is also kind of like so one, it is kind of like share, but it is also like a currency in game where right now you need to pay to breed, and you might need to use that in the future for something else also. But SLP, at least in how I view it, the difference is that SLP is not really an in-game token, but it's an in-game drop that you actually. So actually, the main purpose, so SLP stands for Smooth Love Potion, because it is called a love potion. So you actually use that so that one Axie can make love to another Axie to make Axie babies, right? And
Okay, that's good information, bro. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. I did
Oh,
not
I thought
know
it was
that at all.
sweet love.
yeah,
Okay,
so
smooth love. Okay.
yeah, so the community figure out that some people are in the game because of the economy and they don't really play the game in the battles, but they want to play the game as breeders. So there are many ways and many layers of the game, and this breeder, if they don't play the game, they don't get the SLP, right? So how do they get the SLP? They purchase it off other people who battle for the SLP, and that is how the value of SLP come about. So it's also supply and demand, where if there's more SLP, the price will be low. If there's less SLP, the price will be high. But yeah, coming back, it is a love potion that you need to use to make love babies.
But it is also SLP that I can then sell to cash out my fiat to get my money back. Or my
Correct.
retail pocket money. So
Yeah.
then how do you earn AXS? You can't earn it. You can only trade it.
I think if your MMR is high enough for every season, you do get a reward in AXS, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't
So-
play
so-
anything often.
Yeah.
So.
So the team has this whole structure plan where there will be like an initial release of AXS. So there's a certain amount of number, and they have like 6 or 5 years runway where there will be a percentage of how much access will be released with the total of max. I can't remember what is the max number, and that is one way where you can get AXS, which is like if you're either early Once it is gone, you have to wait for the next round. But when it is out, you can trade it Uniswap or anything to get the access. And like Jorden mentioned, the other way is also to play and get highly ranked and get the SLP that way. Yeah. So in fact, I think the
Not SLP.
first sorry, AXS. So player rank number 1 for this season 18, should get 225 as AXS. So that is 15,750 US dollars for first place this season in US dollars. Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay, so I get it. So AXS are like the gems that we use in non-play to earn games. And then SLP is like the coins that you can actually earn, but the gems you actually have to pay money for. If
you
I
put
in
it
a
that
non-
way, it kind of is, yeah. Now that you put it
Yeah,
that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of is, but AXS can do a whole lot more things. So
Yeah.
it's like for the traditional game, you have this premium currency which you can buy fancy gears and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
So, but the problem with that is like all this premium currency doesn't really give you anything more. But AXS itself is, I think they will have a lot more function in the future, as Putra said just now, and yeah, it actually it's also a governance token which I mentioned just now. So I don't know. It is a kind of new thing. It's very hard to categorize it as something that we had before.
What will you think? What do you think is gonna be used for in future? I mean, this is projection. This is speculative. You've been playing the game. Is it gonna be part of a LAN kind of thing that they are doing it? Because I know the LAN thing has been around for a long while, right? It's in their white paper. They mentioned like 1 year ago. I'm actually very curious about the LAN because in other games, LANs are very valuable, right? But actually didn't start off with LANs. They start off with SLPs, right? So they kind of tweak and jig, the entire gamification by saying, why don't you make more babies, right? And so as a result, they get more in terms of their economic value to back to the company. But I know that LAN is going to is going to come soon, right? In Q4, if I'm not mistaken, this year. Correct me if I'm
Land's
wrong.
good for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and is that something that's going to happen? With what you just mentioned, Casey. Like the potential with the use of the LAN tokens as well.
I think there's some proposal out there, like community basically saying like in they basically proposing like AXS should be used in the marketplace for buying land item and stuff like that. And this is also one of the roadmap for them. Is like basically when land comes out, like you can earn AXS from your land. Okay, so this is something that Sky Mavis have think about, but there's still not much details right there. But what I think about what AXS can do in the future, because Axie itself, that's the beautiful thing about NFT gaming, is like the asset itself doesn't really just stay in one game. We can Sky Mavis team, or in the future other community team, they can basically create more games using the NFT that we have. So basically I think this actually give a lot of value into the AXS, and there's a lot of way for you that is foreseeable to include AXS into it. Yeah.
This is why I have to have you on the show, man. Thanks, Jason. Again,
Okay,
he's like
Yeah.
he's like the
So
knowledgeable one, man.
we have a lot of questions from our audiences as well. So let's just get through the chat about the gameplay. But Jorden, let's get back to you really quickly. So if we understand one thing about Axie Infinity is that people are giving out scholarships where teenagers in countries like Philippines, especially Venezuela, Indonesia, are spending 6 to 8 hours a day grinding on the game and making how much in USD can they make a week?
So I just paid one of my scholars, I think. So this guy's from Malaysia, right? I think he got like 1,000 ringgit for 2 weeks, something like that.
1,000 ringgit for 2 weeks
yeah.
grinding.
So I think in US dollars that's about
250.
almost 250. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thereabouts. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So I think because I'm in Singapore, I think I'm a bit luckier. Around the region, 250 US could possibly be somebody's a month's salary,
Monthly
right?
salary, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing I see in the game, is that you're able to help someone than just, say, oh, you know what, you should buy some Bitcoin. Because in the past, like, people was like, hey, should I buy Bitcoin? Say, yeah, you should, but they don't have money to buy Bitcoin. But now you are able to be part of the crypto space as well without coming out a single cent, right?
Yep, I
In
see.
exchange
I
for
see.
time and effort, you get some cryptocurrencies, and I think that gives you a little bit of head start already.
And I see a lot of articles about that, about how Axie Infinity is a game that was changing lives in certain countries, where labor is difficult.
Yeah,
Um,
and now as well, right? Because with COVID, I think there's a lot of places not open up. They don't have jobs, which is quite a bad thing as well. So
then let's look at this game from two perspectives. Let's look at it from a gamer's perspective and from an investor's perspective. Investor's perspective, I think I understand it. You guys, please correct me if I'm wrong. You invest some of your ether into a team. You give out a scholarship. You have people play this game for you, and then you split the SLP. How much is SLP being trading for as we speak? The last I saw it was 30 cents.
I think right now 20 cents US dollars.
It's also still 20 cents. So SLP actually didn't pump. AXS has quadrupled. Like when I checked, AXS was $20. I heard it went to 30. Then I don't want to look anymore. Last I heard it's at 80. Don't tell me. But SLP actually hasn't moved. So this is one of the questions someone in our community asked. Why is it that AXS is pumping and SLP is going down?
I think because of the generation rate, right? Because of the rate of generation that the SLP is being churned. I'm not sure if you guys have seen, there was this short video clip of this China farm that was mining SLPs by playing the PVEs, right? So I think in the latest update for season 9, is it 18 or 19? 18, is it?
18.
18, yeah. So they reduced the SLP generation by half, and that will, I think that was kind of deflate the market right now, because the amount of SLP that you need to breed doesn't change, but the amount of SLP you can generate a day is half, is reduced by half. It's like going through a Bitcoin halving, right? You get half the rewards. Everything is basically split to half. And I think for scholarship managers, right, that kind of affects your income as well, because you do not get as much SLP as before. Because in the past you could get 150, 200 a day, but now to get maybe 150, it's a bit of a stretch as well sometimes. I don't know. That's for my scholars, right? They get about maybe 110, 120 a day. Yeah, and sometimes they say, oh, you know what, this today is a bit tough. The guys I meet in PvP is like, oh, they have like super crazy strong Axies, yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So this is my question, right? Looking at it from an investor's perspective, I think from an investor's perspective, it is not too late. There's still money to be made, but at a slower rate. Before I heard that, in 6 weeks you can make your money back. When you buy a team, let's say you drop, I don't know, 1,000 USD, 1,005 USD to buy 3 cute little things. And yeah, in 6 weeks, these cute little things, they go and work and they fight and then they earn money. I really like that idea. From an investor's perspective, it's not too late. Do you guys agree with that statement?
So I think, so coming back to AXS and SLP price, I'm not sure why AXS is pumping, but I think there are a few people who are asking why AXS prices and SLP prices don't go hand to hand.
Yeah.
So the reason is AXS, the amount of access we will ever have is finite. So Axie team on the white paper already said that there will only be this amount of AXS available forever, right? Whereas SLP are technically unlimited if people keep on playing. And what's happening is that the number of people playing are increasing, and the number of people giving out scholarship skyrockets, right? And because of that, the number of SLP being created is, I think, at one point, like it's 1.5 or 2 times more than the number being burned. So when I say created and burned, created is when you play, the SLP drops, and when you burn is when you take that and use it to breed, right? And when the again, supply and demand, right? So when the amount of SLP is way too many out there, right? What happens is that the demand is going lower, so people can just buy SLP for lower prices, and then comes in the halving of SLP, and SLP that kind of makes sense because it limits the number of SLP being minted, and also to control the price. So if you've been watching the price, SLP was kind of dipping slowly from 30 cent to 27 to 25, 22, and like before the halving, it was at 18 cents, and after the halving, it went up a bit to 24, 25, and then now I think it's resting at 20 cents. I think for that part, it's a good move, although it is a bit hard to farm, right? But then again, by the changes, now from the player point of view, they're actually able to still earn SLP, and they could potentially earn more, because although the daily SLP from doing the PVE, which is versus the computer, and the daily quest is 75, the amount that they can earn from PvP or the arena versus other player is higher. So there's a bracket that, so no, I haven't seen like a definite brackets because the team didn't really show the number of SLP, but the bracket goes higher, and I think last season or up until before the change, the max you can earn from a game is about 12 SLP. Right now, I'm seeing people claiming that you can earn 20 SLP per win if you are ranked higher. And that should give the player an incentive to push harder rather than just stay at lower level. So if you look at that, right, the potential of earning are actually higher. And now it goes back to your question about what the managers or the scholarship providers perspective, right? So on that part now, the managers now have to be more smarter in terms of creating teams, because they don't want to create a subpar team and give it to players. So previously players can just farm the adventure mode and just try to win 5 games, and then that's it, 150 per day, right? But now they are not able to
SLPs a day.
Sorry?
Before
it was 150
150 SLPs a day. Now it's 200.
minimum. Now it's 75.
Half.
Now
That's half.
halving.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that is there are multiple layers, but the 2 layers I want to talk about is that one, they need to think about how they create the team, and secondly, it will also be good for everyone, because before this there are managers who are just kind of bad player, because they just buy some random Axie on the floor and they give out to these players, and those Axie are not close, like literally unusable. I've seen like screenshots of Axie without any firepower at all, and if I like even if you give to the top 1 player, I know he won't be able to win. And this also remove that from the whole scholarship scene. So
Let's
it's
see
like,
some of these axes. Are we able to? Just so that our audience, I think
yeah, I
this
think we
axes
should.
are way cuter than us.
Is it working?
So I spent a lot of time studying the little axes and studying the beast is better than plant, or the moves that I need to get. In the end, I didn't spend, because it's perfectionist in me, right? I thought if I'm going to buy the team, then I want the best team so that I can win. Because otherwise, why do it? Which is also why I was going to ask you guys whether you see yourselves as more of a gamer or an investor, or a bit of both when it comes to axes.
I think it's good that Jason bring this up at this point of time, because I think the concept of scholarship, right, it's a bit confusing for people. 3 of you are handing out scholarships to people, right? And so I think maybe on that perspective, is it okay to share your perspective? I know we have only like 15 minutes left. As per normal, when we're doing with any hot topic, it's just never enough time. But I think more importantly, help the new guy understand how does scholarship work in the first place, right? So let's start off with all 3 of you. Just do a quick introduction as to what you're doing with the scholarships under your belt. We'll go round robin. We'll start with Jorden, and then Casey, and then Putra. Right. So Jorden, go ahead first.
All right. So for my scholarship, my scholars, one of them's based in Malaysia, one of them is based in the Philippines. So I think the one in Malaysia is a student, and the one in Philippines just lost a job due to COVID, right? So when she approached me for a scholarship, I told her, okay, you know what? I'm gonna lend you the Axies. I'm still new to the game, and that was like 2 weeks ago. So I said, okay, you know what? You're gonna get these Axies. You go try out the game. I know the basics, but I need you to go and learn the rest yourself because I'm not an expert in it, and I just literally I just bought it only. And the guy in Malaysia, the guy's a bit better. Like I won't say he's better, but he's a bit more knowledgeable in the scene. So he will tell me, hey, you know what? This is the next Axie you should buy. If you're gonna make a new team, you should get this skill because they all combo each other, things like that. And I think it benefits both sides because I do earn a little bit. I do cover my investment in a small way, and I think that the money that they earn is able to help them with their life as well.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Casey, yourself?
Basically, I do this scholarship thing with a bunch of friends. So we have a team set up. We have a structure, kind of function like a company on how we run it. I will first answer like how this scholarship works for people. So the easier way to say like is, I think a lot of people know Grab car.
Right.
So Grab car, Grab taxi. There's a way that if you don't have a car, something you can basically loan with them, and then while you are driving your Grab and things like that, part of your earnings will go automatically pay back for the car.
Okay.
Right, something like that. But for Axie is similar to that. So basically, we're lending them the Axies, and then there's a profit split. But well, for our Axie are still our Axie, which in other sense, for us, what we do is basically we give them a higher profit sharing. So we'll give them around at least 50% to 70% of the total SLP they earn. Depends on different scholarship, but for my scholarship we give around 70%, and because we are more structured, so we can plan out some different program. We have a training program for them before they onboarded, and
Wow.
we have guides
Okay.
for them. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like the XCOG and that we're talking to, man. Putra, yourself, how about you?
Yeah, so on my end, I started the whole content creation and everything because I want to give back and create value and teach the knowledge, right? So my program is more about so right now it's more focused on Malaysian because in Malaysia, I believe people know crypto as in Bitcoin and Ethereum, but they don't really know the difference, and that Ethereum is actually a smart contract and they are fundamentally different thing. So I want the game to be a gateway, how like it was for me to learn about blockchain in general, because I do believe blockchain and NFT would be the future, and I want like all these people to dip their feet into it by via gaming. Yeah, and eventually I'll be opening for a global one, but right now I'm keeping it. I call it a closed scholarship for now.
Ah, wow.
Right. Wow.
It's
Okay.
the elite, man. If you have a close scholarship, only the best of the best gets to be with him, man.
It's not, but by close, I don't mean like elite. It's just that I give Malaysian first, and then once I reach a certain number, then I'll open more quota for the global one. So eventually, it will be more global.
And I think
Yeah,
that's
and
the
it's
beauty. That's the beauty of Axie, right? I mean, it brings community together. There's that camaraderie that comes with the country, fellow countrymen. The Filipinos are really crazy about it. I know they some of them has been talking about it. Have been featuring for themselves, and they are taking care of their own people, right? And because it's in villages, they really literally set up like a village town kind of center, for this to happen. And I think that's the beauty about it, right? And that's what makes it so powerful.
So
Yeah.
how do you show us? I think I want to give the community a better idea of what we're talking about, because I think I've been studying the game. I think it's not easy to understand until you actually look at maybe the marketplace. There's so many. Why do our guests say that they need to give training programs? That's because there are actually many different types of Axies, the different kinds of moves. You actually do have to study which element can, like the plant is better than something else. I know the Beast Axie is very popular, and of course they have different prices. Why is breeding important? That's because when you breed, is a purebred Axie better or is a mixed breed? I thought mixing the moves was better. So let's have a look at this. If
Wow.
one of you can.
Putra, thanks for the comment. If this is the way it goes forward, I mean, this is amazing, right? Yeah. I think let's go back into the gameplay. Is it working at this point of time?
If it's not, we can just look at the marketplace as well.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
I think it is
That's
working.
working.
Guys, can
Everyone
you guys
cross,
see it?
everyone cross fingers.
All right, so I hope you guys can see the
It's
cursor.
working. Yay.
It is
Okay,
quite
cool.
small. So this is my main team, and you can see the axes here. You can see the team creation here, the composition, and inventory is just SLP that you have. And there are two types of game, which is arena versus other player, adventure versus the computer, and then some other settings. I'm going to show how adventure is being played because that is faster and easier to explain.
Right. And Putra, I understand like that the little pink Axie with that beak-like mouth. That means that it has some kind of special move, right?
Right. Oh, so you want to know that? Okay, so that would be.
How did you know that?
I told you I've been studying the game. I almost dropped 1.5K on it.
So the thing about Axie, right, is they follow this CryptoKitty style of genetics breeding, and what gene the parents have, that is what will be passed down depending on what is dominant recessive and minor recessive trait, right? So, for example, this bird that I have have this bird, this moth, and this moth will always give this card, right? And if the bird or any other Axie have this head with the eggshell, will always give me this card. So the card is also egg, and the tail is a grandma fan, which always going to give me this. So for pro players, right, one look at the Axie, they will already know, like this Axie have dual blade, Ronin, Coupe, and certain kind of mouth, because just by the visual, you know exactly what cards they will have.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. So if you just want to see the rest, right? And each of the cards, they do have their own damage, power, and the shield, and whatever, what do you call this, abilities for each card. And the other thing to think about is also whether or not the card type is the same as the Axie type. For example, this bird Axie, if they have the same bird body parts, then you can have like certain extra damage, right? So that is also something to think about. Which is going to be long if I'm about to start lecturing on that. But do we have actually time to play one game, or you guys?
Yeah, just go ahead. It's okay. I think everyone's curious to find out, the adventure. How does it work?
Okay.
I've been waiting for this for 30 minutes, so let's see.
All right.
Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Even if you overrun, it's fine. Yeah, just do it,
right.
man.
So arena, I'm not going to play that because it's going to play other player, and that is more headache for me to show.
Right.
But for PvE, which is adventure for versus the computer, you can go through ruins, and you can see I don't finish the ruins, and the reason being, when I was scholar, I finished everything, and then I don't really want to play that anymore. But yeah, so let me just show you one game. This is the easiest level, and also that you don't really need to chase time, so I can explain. In every game, you have this thing on top, which is the rounds, and who goes first. Because we are versus computer, so the PC will go at the back, and we are faster. But versus other player, depending on what kind of cards they have, body parts they have, the stat might be different, and they might be faster in speed, and you will see a mix between your Axie and the opponent Axie.
Right.
Secondly is the Axie itself. So we have 3 Axie and 3 monsters, 3 slimes over here. In PvP, it will be other Axies, the other team.
Yeah.
So you always start with 6 cards, and the cards this is the card based on the bird. So you have that Cool Breeze here. It's random. My second Axie, which is a beast, have these 4 cards on the first round, and this is what my plant have. And for the energy, we start with 4 for versus computer, but we start with 3 versus other player, and every round you'll get 3 versus computer additional and refuel, and you have 2 refuel if you are against other player. So right now I'm just going to go through. So I'm just going to throw one card here, and you can actually click on Axie to see what card they have and see how many energies does the card require and what kind of combo or what kind of ability that it has. I'm going to show you a combo here where this, for example, the card saying guaranteed critical strike when combo with 2 other cards. So I can take this, I can take some other random card, and I take third card, for example, like this one, but my energy is not counted because that was a 0 energy card. But even then, I already activated this card because I need to play with 2 other cards, right?
Right.
And lastly, I just put this because why not just finish the energy?
Right.
So I just wait for the round. So now you can see the crit come in.
All right, so it's turn-based. All right, okay.
Yep.
It's very much so like Magic the Gathering card play
Yeah,
in this
and
manner.
I think it'll be, I think it'll be very hard for non-players to catch up. So I've been reading about it, but I do think that for our non-players, it'll be hard to catch on all the cards and all the body parts. How long did you guys take? Jorden, do you remember? I'm sure Casey does, but like Jorden, do you actually remember all the moves and all the cards?
I don't know. I'm still figuring out. Like I'm literally just looking at the marketplace now to just like.
So you're really more like an investor point of view. So you don't study the cards. You just, but to invest, you also want the best XCs to breed with the best XCs so that you can make the best XC baby to sell for the more expensive price.
Okay, so I think there are a few ways to make money with this, right? Definitely by breeding, I think is one. But then it takes time and effort, right? And then there's another one where you do scholarship, you do get a passive income as a scholarship manager as well, and you get to be friends, and the guy earns money as well. You earn money, everybody earns something, everyone's happy, right?
I just want to pause here for a moment, Jorden. Thanks, Putra, for that. I mean, the last egg move was quite cool. Dropping the egg, that was like, I think that's the fun part and the appeal, right? So a lot of people are watching, in this aspect where, and they are actually deciding if this is going to be part of their gameplay. And I think what's confusing is that, like Jorden mentioned, there's a lot of sometimes, should I stand on an investment point of view? Should I stand on a, making gamify, play to earn model, things like that. So there's a lot of permutations from the game itself. And I think that's the beauty of what the game is basically, right? It's really cool. I just wanted to ask, so in terms of season 18, right? Because of the halving, and you guys have mentioned, it affected a few things and all. What are the things that people should be looking forward for? In terms of season 18, right? Jorden, you can take a rest because this is the new ones. Let's ask the old guys. Let's ask the old guys on this. Casey, you want to comment on what should be people looking out for season 18, and how long does the season last? Actually, maybe you could explain that.
Wait, season last. I'm not really sure about the season last, but for season 18 wise, it's what's changes is because of the halving in the PvE and the daily questing. So it will be a lot more competitive right now. And as what Putra mentioned just now, it actually filters out a lot of scholarships that is just buying subpar or like those really bad axes for people to farm the SLP. So it will be really, really competitive in the scene for not only the players itself, but also for the breeders and also the investors. So, well, I personally, because I manage the breeding part in my scholarship, so I would say like it becomes a really harder task for me right now because I need to always ensure the gene pool, my XC baby is like really good, There's digital biology right there. Yeah, so like that's something that a lot of people need to look out if you are looking in the investments standpoint. If you actually look at the marketplace right now, there's a lot. The floor price of Axie actually dropped, so it's cheaper for you to buy a really subpar Axie right now. But why is it? Why is it that happen? Is because currently if you buy a subpar team, you can't really do anything anymore. Right? You're not gonna really earn anything much more than the 75 SLP, which is not ideal for investors.
Right.
So in order for that to work, investors need to buy the better gene axes and then try to breed it out, try to figure out the breeding plan and all sorts of things. So you couldn't be like a sleepy investor anymore, sleeping investor anymore. You need to really study the game and see how it works, everything, to be able to build out your scholarship in a way that is profitable and also quality.
Right.
Right.
Now I actually don't feel so bad, because I did know when I was studying when 2 weeks ago when I was considering, I studied. I spent like I think a night researching, watching the videos, looking at the marketplace, trying to find out what team I wanted to buy. And I'm glad I stepped out because I wasn't confident I could put together the right team to earn my SLPs, to make back my profit, my capital. I just wanted my capital to break even soon, in 6 weeks or so.
So cool. I guess last questions. Adele, do you have any more questions before I would send my last comments with the three guys here, three gentlemen here?
I think one of the themes a question I had that also came up in our chat, is whether people should look at this. I don't think we've addressed gamers out there. I think we've talked a lot about the investment, but if people just want to play, what are your takes on it? Is this too expensive? Is it too expensive a game to just come in as a gamer and then make money, play to earn? Let's not talk about the investment. Just play to earn. Are we too late? And B, do you think this is a bubble? And sorry, third question. Do you see anything else like this? Is there a next Axie Infinity? Is there a good play-to-earn game that's coming up in the market?
Putra, why don't you take this question? We're running short of time, so let's have you.
All burning question. So I think I didn't really catch the first question.
Investor, players, gamers' perspective, is it still worth it?
If it's still worth it, I would say still worth it. We're still early. So like I commented, there are still land play coming. And
right.
Yeah, and land play is coming. And if you are more invested in AXS, AXS staking is coming. DEX, Ronin DEX, which is the exchange within Ronin itself, is also coming. And above all, at the end of the day, if you buy into Axie, those will be an asset, right? And in the form of NFT. And even if you play a bit for 1 month, you didn't make your money back, and you feel like you want to quit, you can sell off those SLP, and you can also sell off your Axies if you do want to. But most people, I think, they don't do that because they want to play some more and earn some more, or rather like take the SLP that they got, trade into ETH and buy better Axies, because now they understand what did they do wrong in the first purchase, like how I did, right?
Don't sell your Axies because you are in such an early stage. You're gonna be like Magic the Gathering. The Black Lotus is like a free, it's so expensive, man. Yeah. So if you guys just started, this is the early part of the game development. Who knows, man? Really, just hold on to it. Yeah, you never know whether it's gonna rise in value. Second question, Adele.
Okay, forgot. Let's jump to the third one. Is there anything like that in the market? Anything else have you seen anything similar?
Oh, tough question. On Axie level, I think it's some games are going to be released, but we don't know yet what is the play to earn capability. But so far right now, there are some games that are, so two type of game. One is already out and they have some play to earn components, and
like Splinterland, or
Splinterland is one. But okay, so I probably am not well equipped because I know games that I'm looking forward to are games that are not out yet. So maybe Casey, if you know any other games that are actively play to earn. I know Crypto Blades, you can earn something by playing.
Yeah.
But also, I'm not in, and I don't know what's the capability of earning there.
Addressed to this question, like you say, what's will be the next Axie Infinity? I will firmly say no. There won't be the next Axie Infinity. I think it's always in this case like I never for me I play games since I'm really young, so there's really never the next Call of Duty, the next Dota, nothing like that ever. I think even there's a different play to earn game come out, it might takes form in different way, which is not similar to how Axie Infinity build up, and the whole play to earn aspect of it will be different. And currently, is that any of that out there that is as full as an ecosystem as Axie Infinity? I don't really think so, but I'm anticipating some games that they're coming out like Ember Sword, like
All right, Ember Sword.
yeah, Ember Sword,
Guild of Guardians
Star
coming.
Atlas, yeah, Guild of
Star
Guardians.
Atlas, Fox is coming. So a lot of games are coming right now. We are just waiting and to see how they will perform.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a pleasure, gentlemen. And Delph, as per normal, every Wednesday nights, you guys, tuning in, committing this time, to listen. I do want to ask if you guys are okay with coming back on the show to show a little bit more on the gameplay, the game strategies, because I think we only barely scratched the surface at this point of time. And so I think maybe Adele, we could just do an entire segment on Axie Infinity itself. These guys are playing the games. We should just interview them and get them, get their thoughts, and then the proposal was to have Jordan's Axie against Putra's Axie, but yeah, but that's just pure bullying, right? So just for the
please
sake
don't
of
bully me like
PvP,
that.
right?
Not on the internet.
Yeah.
Now
so,
I know who to ask when I
or-
want to put together my team. We can live stream, helping me put my team together.
I was just about to say
Yeah.
that maybe Adele buy
Yeah.
a team and everyone else try to help her get better on the stream.
Oh, wow, that is a
would be
good
cool.
idea, right?
Some
I think that's
beers.
good. So well, on that note, if anyone wants to sponsor, Adele and One Axie, I think he's more than happy to actually, get that sponsor. And we can get this moving. So I'm serious about this, guys. So let's keep this moving. It could be on a different day, not on Wednesday, because Wednesdays are used for the coffee session, the interview sessions that we have. And so, Adele, we'll take this offline. I just want to thank everyone again. It's really, really been a pleasure. Eye opener for me to see what Axie Infinity is doing. And I'll see you guys again on the next Wednesday itself with more content, with newer crypto guys. For that matter, Jordan, we need to do one together as well, a fellow
Yes.
YouTuber. Right, we've been saying it for the
we
longest
should,
time.
we should.
Right. So yeah, that's about it, man, guys. Thank you for the night. I'll bid you all a good week ahead and stay safe, guys. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.